What's up, everybody, and welcome to the OG Mike Show. Today, I'm going to be talking to a gentleman who, at 55 years old, has spent half of his life in prisons. This person is Robert Rosso. His channel is Convict Inc. And the question that I'm going to be asking him is, throughout this time, over half of his life, what prisons were the hardest ones that he's been at, and what is the reason for that? So let's sit back, listen to Rob's answers, see what he's got to say. In the meantime, please give this video a like, share it, subscribe to help the channel. Really appreciate it.
Robert Rosso.
This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. To accept this call, press 5. To block this call and all future calls, press 7. To reject, you may begin speaking now.
Hey, what's up, Rob, man? I wanted to ask you, you've done like almost, if not more than half of your life in prisons, talking about California State, Arkansas, county time, and Fed time. Throughout that time,
This
man,
call is from a federal prison.
Yes.
what do you think was the hardest prisons or prison that you went to, and why would you say that? What would be the reason?
Ooh, okay. Okay, so first let me say that I've said this many, many times, including recently, I think yesterday or earlier tonight. Prisons have their day. Every prison kind of has their day, in my opinion, where especially the maximum security prison. But since I can get diarrhea of the mouth and run on, let me get to the point. The point is, I would have to say, if I had to really pick one on the violence, it would have to be the Cummins unit in the Arkansas Department of Corrections. And the reason is, back in the day, it has to do with the level, not of violence, of the amount of people that were getting, especially the new fish that came in. So in Arkansas, back in the 90s or before 1998, guys who went to prison, especially for the first time, and that didn't really matter if it was white or black. The system was about 90% black, but when they came in, they were getting tried, and I don't mean to see how tough they were. I'm talking about for their manhood, and that's just the way it was. So if you're asking me what the most violent prison is that I've ever done time, it would have to be Cummins back in the 90s.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
And as far as Fed time, out of federal prisons, what do you think was the hardest of federal?
Okay, so let me say, in the feds, I was at Leavenworth 5 years, Lewisburg 5 years, the Butner Federal Prison Complex for about 6 years, and then up in Terre Haute, Indiana, which was an FCI, not the USP, for about 9 years. In all, it came out to just under 24 years. I would say, out of the time that I did, and I'm on a violation, of course, right now, in the Butner complex of Butner Hospital. So I would have to say that it would have been Leavenworth. However, Lewisburg for about a year and a half, from 2005 and middle of 2005 until 2007, started rocking and rolling again. But in general, I would say Leavenworth. I was young at the time, and to me, it was saturated with drugs and alcohol, and I stayed fucked up, and it was kind of like a big ass party. But as far as the level of violence, I would have to say Leavenworth at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, real fast about California. During your time in California, where were you at, and how was it there, do you think?
Okay, so here's what happened in California. Originally, when I was a kid, I got busted out in Catalina Island, which is part of the LA County system. Catalina Island is 20 miles or 22 miles off the coast of LA. It is considered Los Angeles County, and I got busted trafficking drugs there. I ended up going into the LA County system. And I got violated for violation of probation, which gave me a 4-year California prison sentence. So I ended up actually I ran from that. I didn't go in. I ran because the judge gave me time to get my shit together, and I ended up leaving. I go to Arkansas, and I end up getting busted there a couple of years later, and then do Arkansas time. And then California catches up with me like 5 years later. So when I go back to California, I went to Chino, or CIM, Chino Institution for Men, which was a violators yard. Everybody that was in the prison that I was in was all parole violators being held. Once they got my points figured out, They had me on escape status, not flight escape, which that's what it would have been. It was actually escape. Once they got my points figured out, they sent me to Chino minimum, which was like Camp Snoopy, man.
This call is from a federal prison.
Was there violence there? Yes. Did I see stabbings there? Yes. There was a death there in the pool right when I got there? They actually had swimming pools swimming pools there. The guys used swimming pools, but they used them for underwater welding classes. Mm-hmm. But in general, it was cakewalk compared to everything else. It's a level 1. I was actually what's considered a level 2, so it's 4 levels, I think, or 5. And they gave me a level 1 override, so I was actually level 2 on points, but I was a level 1 because they kept me in Chino Central for so long. But I had no problems in California. California, though, the thing I would say is everybody is automatically put into a group or a gang or a clique by the staff. They separate you by your area. When you get there, people ask you, where are you from? I'm from the harbor area, so I'm hanging with the harbor area dudes. If something's going to happen, I'm rocking with the harbor area guys, and that's just the way it was back then. But I didn't have much problems there, and but everybody had their game face on, their prison face, I called it. Nobody was happy. Everybody acted hard, even if they weren't. As opposed to Arkansas now, where there was a lot of laughter, mm-hmm. but the place was just infected and stuff like that. It really was. It really was in the 90s and before. Yeah.
Damn. Wow, man. Well, hey, man, I appreciate it, man.
No problem.
Wish you luck, man. Looking forward to you getting out, man, and being in the free.
Yeah, I'm short. I'll see you here shortly.
That's right, man.
Thanks a lot, bro.
All right, take care, man. Appreciate it.